Morning. So this week's Torah portion, we pretty much have the finishing off of Paro's dynasty. Totally got rid of him. Of his gaiva, of his being the only being in the world, his haughtiness. So we come to the Makkah of Choshech, darkness. So we have Rashi's explanation, we have the Medrash's explanation. Rashi said there was only one miracle, that they were able to see what's going on in the houses of the mitzraim, and it was light wherever they were. The Medrash says they had an extra light, which that is an extra miracle, that they were able to see through boxes and everything, to see their jewelry, which is in their jewelry boxes and everything. They saw everything. And when the Jews were told to go borrow vessels from them, borrow their stuff, was basically to empty out all the holy sparks which were in Egypt. To empty it out. There should be no holy sparks in Egypt. Transform everything to kedusha. Make everything holy. And as we know, the strongest nation is dependent on how many Jews live there, where the bulk of Judaism is. They left Egypt. Egypt has no power until today. And that's the reason why we cannot rely on Egypt or don't run to Egypt. They don't have power. They're like a twig that bends. Like we learned in last week's Haftarah, that they don't allow. Last Haftarah said that the Jews relied on the Egyptians, so therefore Hashem had to give the Egypt to the Nebuchadnezzar, most probably. So we see over here is now when they when they came to borrow the vessels, the Egyptian says, "What do we got? We don't got anything." We saw by Makas Choshech. We saw everything that you have. And I'll tell you exactly where everything is. And just like it was by Yetzias Mitzrayim, so too is nowadays. We can look at the world as filled with darkness, filled with things that look like they're disturbing us from doing mitzvahs. God is with us, and it's light for us. God shines His light for us, that we should see that we can overcome any exile. We can overcome any hardships. So the story is Rabbi Lezer from Izhensk and his brother. They were sitting in prison in Russia. Zusha Nepali. They were sitting in prison in Russia. They had a vessel in the middle of the room which was impure. You weren't able to daven there. You weren't able to learn Torah there. Well, one brother says to the other, what are we going to do? The other brother said, this is how we are fulfilling our mitzvah, and let's do it with joy. They danced around. What was the reason behind it? Because the mitzvah not to learn Torah at that point. And they danced around. The officer from outside saw that they're dancing. They asked, what are you happy about? Because of that vessel. You're happy because you have a vessel? Take it out. And then they're able to daven properly. So the idea is Hashem shows His light. Whether to be higher than nature or with nature. Hashem brings you to a situation that you should be able to overcome. To have a nes l'mayla mateva. That nothing should disturb you from doing Torah and mitzvahs. We have the power to do Torah and mitzvahs. And just like when we become pure enough, holy enough, we take out all the godly sparks, we get one with God. And then we learn Torah and do mitzvahs. And we get connected to God mamish. So just like it was in the time of Yetzias Mitzrayim was the Chol Ha'er Mishreisam, that in the whole by the Jewish people was all light, so too here also. And they took out all the holy sparks. So now we're holding and actually bringing moshiach. So let's do our mitzvahs with joy. Let's use out every vessel for kedusha. But kedusha, not what you think is holy, but what God thinks is holy. And will come the time that there will be only light in the world. We'll have Mashiach, and it should be taken from Yad Mamish now. Long live our Master, Teacher, and Rebbe, King Mashiach forever and ever. Long live our Master, Teacher, and Rebbe, King Mashiach forever and ever. Long live our Master, Teacher, and Rebbe, King Mashiach forever and ever.